Well, good morning. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you got up on the right side of the bed so you can sit here and watch this whole thing. Not that it's going to make any difference to you. Let's see here. What do we got going there? Okay, so I got time on that. Good. So we got time to do this. There we go. Let's see. Did you end the game? Huh? Yep. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we can get that through the system now. Even though it's a little slow because the computer's having problems. Hopefully it keeps working long enough to do this. So here we go. Let's get into it, unless you don't want to. We're going to talk about the movie The Gauntlet. Clint Eastwood. Basically, this is Clint Eastwood's playing a cop in this one, and he's sent to Vegas to pick up a witness to get back to, I don't know, I was say New York or Chicago or something like that. That's got mob ties. Turns out that she's a pro. Got to watch my words on this one because YouTube is really just bad on calling things what they really are because they don't like that they're probably the same thing. But anyway, here we go. We got pros. She's trying to get back. They blow up a van. They do a lot of explosions in this movie for something to come out in 1977. Maybe I told you the name, The Gauntlet. Anyway, so they do a lot of stuff, blowing things up. At the beginning of the movie, Clint Eastwood's usually pretty good for that. Things are blowing up, or get an ape to punch people out, or all kinds of fun stuff Clint Eastwood does in his movies. He even does some westerns, which is hard to find. Anyway, so he goes and. They figure out who's doing the problems, causing the problems, so they don't talk to that person, and they kidnap a sheriff and send him up to the meeting spot across the Arizona border, and he gets all shot up. It's really kind of funny how they're trying to prevent him. So basically, the bad guys in the law enforcement are trying to prevent Clint Eastwood to get this witness to the courthouse, and eventually, they figure out where and how they're going to get to the courthouse. And district attorney, let's see, is trying to figure out what courthouse they're trying to get to, but they have a fight with a helicopter on a motorcycle. The helicopter loses because it flies into high tension power lines and gets electrocuted and falls. They do a lot of back road shooting through mountains and caves, which you probably couldn't even drive on those roads now. They're probably not even there. But then again, they could be. Who knows? So once they figure out all this stuff, they end up riding in, and then they get to another state where they stay the night. They get to know each other real well interpersonally. How it goes. And Clint Eastwood, they're trying to say that pros can actually get married and live a happily ever life, like they're trying to say now, and it just doesn't work for them because they can never do it. They really, for all the special effects and explosions they put into this thing, it did a pretty good job. Now, the reason why this thing got a name is because they put police officers on both sides of the road on the way to the courthouse and evacuated everybody else, and they shoot up the bus that Clint Eastwood's driving, and he still gets to the courthouse steps, actually drives the bus up the steps a little bit. And then the guy, they actually, at the end, they figure out who it is. Oh, it's Phoenix. They're taking him to Phoenix, Arizona court. Whatever reason, I can't talk right now. Yeah, much better. I hope. And Shockley is the name of Clint Eastwood. He's doing this. You got the from 1977 to now, you really can't tell except for the quality. It's not 1080p, it's 780. But if you don't look at that, from the way they do things, it hasn't really changed. Sandra Locke was the other star that the professional played the professional waitress in Las Vegas. Now, this is actually a pretty good movie, and I do recommend to do it. They, like I said, they blow up ambulances and cars and all kinds of stuff. They do everything they can to stop this, and they put bets on if they're going to make it or not, and they run the line at the casinos. Mob does, so they can make a little money off of trying to stop these people from making it to court, which is funny. But it is really a rough movie, but Clint Eastwood movies were, but life was tough back then, so they just had to make it a little tougher. So it's more real good, and it's one of those movies that I'd recommend you go get and watch, or find and watch, depending upon where you're getting it, because most of the streaming sites have it. If it's easy to get to, or they're going to want to pretend to try to make you pay for it. I know you can watch it for free on Amazon, because that's the only streaming site I have, because I have just about all the movies that they're going to try to stream to me, and when the new ones come out, I get those too. So, and if I don't buy any movies, I could watch a movie or 6 movies a day and still be entertained for the year and not watch the same movie twice. But it's really kind of fun how this whole movie turned out. Yeah, well, it's something that I grew up with. Dad used to like to watch this movie. It was on TV all the time, and we had it on cassette tape, and I remember showing lots of dates to it when I was a kid. And as I started collecting movies when it was in cassettes, I had it, or VHS tapes, and then when it went to DVD, I had it there too. Cassette tapes, I sold all those because I didn't want them no more, because there was DVDs. It was more fun to have DVDs because they took up less space. Now everybody's trying to figure out how to make those take less space. Physical media is the best way to go, because with things that are going on in the world, you never know if the internet's going to be there. Google could be sued and fold, or anybody else that holds media. The internet could just plain disappear if somebody does something stupid and blows up the power system. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get this one off done, because this was just a good idea to actually do this. And the whole trip and the movie took them 3 days, but they showed it in time. So let's see what we got for stats on this thing. Came out in December. Damn, hate it when that happens. Come out in December 21, 1977. 109 minutes. United States English, 5.5 million, which is pretty good. And then they made 35.4 million at the box office, and probably made a lot more than that since then. But Clint Eastwood was one of the better stars at the time. when they did this. So hopefully you go get the movie and watch it and enjoy it like I do over and over and over again, because there is lots of action in this movie. So we're going to go ahead and call this good. And hopefully you come back, tomorrow or next week to see what the next one is. Maybe we'll do something newer. Maybe we'll do something older, because I do have older movies. Anyway, so let's go and see what's next.